All right, here we go. Back with another video. It is Monday, February 8th. Going over some of these movers, different type of movers, and the market just crazy on fire. Let's look at Zzan, ZSAN, Susanna Pharma Corporation. All right, so go back to 2019. This had a big move to six, and started to bounce each way. Formed the wedge here. Look at this wedge, and we came out of like 50 cents in this in April. Nice move, dollar, bounce again 175. And then this thing, like, a lot of these bio stocks will drop like a rock. So 175, this dropped. Gap, excuse me. Then you had another gap. Sometimes you get two gaps. It's rare. Most of the time, one gap. It's probably like 90% of the time, 95. Then this bounced again. So whoever was in here, they're probably holding it. And then this came back up. And then you had a weird move here, just a big gap up, big volume. And it sort of went back and forth up to 125 and down to a dollar. So the low was getting higher here. See this? And look at the volume bars. And then today we just explode it. We unload it like a snowstorm or something. And this has 101 million float, market cap 197 million. I don't see no recent news. Clinical stage biopharma, suffering from migraines, intracutaneous microneedle system. I don't know. A lot of these stocks I don't see news. If there's news, just drop it in my YouTube. Just write it in there. I don't see nothing for some reason. It doesn't pick it up sometimes. So again, here's a gap, another gap. Then look at this. I call it back from the dead play. Here it is. It's dead. People are like, this stock sucks. They lost their money. Then we start to rise from the ashes, rise from the grave. Then look at this. Then we're all the way back. Look at that candle today. This was a beast. This was beast mode. This was Tom Brady. And you don't know what these stocks are going to do. When this is at 115, you're like, yeah, it's not bad volume. They're 200,000. Then it starts to move. This starts to grind up. Look at that. Unloads. And then there's a pullback. And again, the 13 EMA, 20 EMA, 20. Perfect move here. Perfect move. And then the dip. Then it kept going. Getting weird after hours here, but this was another killer long. Killer. You just don't know down here what it's going to do. It might come up to here, then fade. But longs have been holding. So you could say that longs are holding. We know in markets, longs don't hold all the time. And, it's like a different type of market. This market's just on fire. So where's this go now? 175? It's got to hold it now. That's a big, big candle. If we do hold it, you have the two line. Anywhere I'd say just a little congestion up here, resistance 2 to 3. If it pulls back again, like 125, 1, doesn't mean it's over. It's such a big move. They could pull it back and bring it back up. You're getting such large moves. Any dip doesn't mean the move's over. As long as the trend is still up, you're staying above these EMAs. So that is on that. BTBT, let's check this out. $36 million float, 1 billion 0.33 market cap. What do they do? Oh yeah, they're mining. Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin's been on fire. Tesla got involved in Bitcoin, and that shot up to 43,000. All them dips were incredible buys. Just going back to that real fast. Here's Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. You can buy this; it's cheaper. See, I had this drawn this line. This is a falling wedge. When you have a stock rising like this, it's rising. Your trend is up, and then you see this, and then you have oversold here. That was a tremendous buy. I was going to get in, but I don't know if I day trade someday, swing trade. I was just would have held it. Yeah, right here, if you held it 30, 34, 35-ish, and then went up to 45, that's a $10 move. Because you're playing low to high. Look at this, low to high. Now, the trend isn't down. The trend's been up. So, Bitcoin is still on fire, still intact on that. All right, BTBT. So this had the big move back in December. Big, 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 big move up. Came down to the 16 line. See this? Back and forth, back and forth. And then today this exploded. Once this 16 line holds, that is a great sign. You formed a base that's higher now, and you're just waiting for this to test this previous high, which it did almost today. But after hours, it's running. Now this 5 minute was a little bit tougher. And this one, this moved up pre-market. So that's why again the pre-market, if you want to play it, if you're playing it here, then it comes down. You're going to want to get out because you're seeing this drop. You don't want to hold it. This had to move over 22. Once you see this 2 here, it just bottomed here, then it came up. It's sort of like choppy. This was very hard to get a read on. If you put a line right here at 22, and you put at your low, so you can see this was a triangle. You got to recognize patterns too. Sometimes it's not easy, and then this broke out late. So all this was chop. If you're holding, you had a little bit of game, nothing great. And even if you get it down here and you want to hold, that's fine. You might be holding the rest of the day, but it was still a strong move. They're moving late. They're moving midday. This is in no man's territory. If this breaks above this 30, then it's going to keep going at this point. Wouldn't surprise me with Bitcoin and your low, excuse me, 20 to 16. You want to keep that. Just make sure if 20 doesn't hold, you have that 16 support right there. BT. All right, ABEO, 84 million float, market cap 318 million. What do? They are biopharma, develops gene cell therapies for life-threatening rare genetic diseases. So I had this one drawn out too. See this 4 line? Ever since 2019, this came back. Bounced to the 4 line, caught a back and forth in between. It did drop in March, came all the way back to 350. And then look at this here. This is a key here. Circle here. Double bottom here and here is a double bottom. Look at that. So this gap down, then it bounced, but it couldn't get over these EMAs, these 1320 EMAs. You know why? Because it was reversed. Once a 20 is over, the 20 is over the 13 EMA, you can't break through unless you get the curve, you get the crossover. See this? That's why it happened here, because it was crossing over. It was too soon of a move. So people don't realize that subtlety. And that's why it double bottomed here. And then we went up 150. Look at that, this grinding. And then look at, again, at the end of these moves, they're exploding. This was a tremendous long. And where are we going to go now? There's no doubt we're probably going to test 4 at this point. Then if we get over 4, look at that candle, 4 to 5 range. Then if we come back, watch your 1320 EMA right here, 225. This really pulls back. Look for that as support on that. So ABIO, a beast right now. It's got to go over this 4 line, big 4 line. And that is it on these. So these moves have been hot. Sub to Mike Cayman Trades. Smash the like button. Trade ideas, check that out. Twitter, Mike J Trades. TikTok, Mike Frank. Instagram, Mike Frank 98. Stock Twits, Mike Cayman Trades. And I have a Patreon. I'll try to set up. So the moves are hot. Just you got to know when to get in, get out. Day trades have been hot. Swing trades. The market is real strong. That's it. Download this video. Peace.